I've been fly fishing for almost 50 years. And I prefer to fish kind of in an old-fashioned way. To hell, I am an old-fashioned guy. I have no other life. All I do now. You know, when you start off and you're young, you want to catch every fish in the pool. Now, kind of doesn't matter. The process is what's neat. I enjoy the process.
Rapids scared me for the longest time. It amazes me that I was so in love with kayaking because I have these very distinct memories of crying at the top of rapids, not wanting to do them. And Dad, like, just taking off down the river, and I would just sort of deal with my own emotions and just get to the point where I was, you know, ready to follow down through the rapid and keep on going down the river. Being a kayaker, the fly fisherman is always the one that's on the banks yelling at me when I'm going down the river. Get out of the way, get out of the water.
You're on my fly.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, hey man, take it easy. I'm just going down the river.
When I think of a kayaker, they're just loud, young, wild-haired, crazy, always laughing. Yeah.
So I fit the stereotype.
When I was growing up in Orange County, it was nothing but orange trees and strawberry farms everywhere. No one ever worried about you. It was a pretty free life. My dad was a bait fisher. He didn't teach me shit about fly fishing. My dad fished in places like Irvine Lake and Anaheim Lake in the middle of the cities, but I would try to get away whenever I could and fish other places.
I grew up in Western Montana, and I just loved always being outside. And so it was this sort of amazing introduction into just being in wild places, and I fell in love with it.
Yeah, it was a trick.
All right. Okay.
Nice cast.
Being out here with Leland, it sort of reconnected me with a slower pace of life. The deeper I connect with that feeling, the more I feel alive. What surprised me about learning to fish was just the way that you read water. Seeing you really reading water with a keen eye, you know, much like I'm used to, but just in a different way.
Sure.
It was
I mean, if I couldn't read the water, I wouldn't catch fish.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a shot at catching fish.
Right.
Put it that way.
So you're saying I should be a better fisherman, having spent so much time around reading
You
water?
should. All you gotta do is learn how to cast.
Yeah. When you're running white water, your thoughts disappear. It's this very light, happy feeling. You have to be incredibly present, and you have to find the rhythm of the white water. You're not creating the moment. The river is creating the moment.
In all the years that I have fished, I would have never, ever in my life even thought of coming down a river in a kayak. I was pretty apprehensive, in fact, pretty scared. But Tyler really puts you at ease. It was a life-changing experience.
Yeah, go ahead and hop in. And reach around, go beside the boat. Exactly, so that's the position you go into if we flip, and I'll be able to roll us up.
Come on, I got Tyler here. What can go wrong?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Exactly.
Tyler is part of the river as much as I am. I thought that was just the most awesome thing, to just see the river from another person's point of view, and someone who loves it just as much as I do.
Although we practice very different disciplines of recreation, we're unified in our advocacy of public lands. Free-flowing rivers are as important to kayaking as they are for fishing. Making sure that we maintain free-flowing rivers is integral to the health of the entire planet.
After everything we do to the river, including damming it, and then you take the dam out, it's not long at all before it's basically reborn again.
Just the complexity of these ecosystems. It takes really protecting public lands surrounding these rivers.
When you say public lands, you encompass the waters contained therein. Rivers really, really are alive. You know, a natural, free-flowing river is something to really behold.